Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Vobes One-Eyed Kenobi Showbie with the lovely Julia.
And the lovely One-Eyed Kenobi himself.
Yes, me. It's a bank holiday Monday today, and it's the 2nd of May, so it's a new month. We can't do the pinch punch, smack you in the gob.
That was yesterday.
That was yesterday, and you're recovering well from that smack in the gob, I have to say, which is very nice. Whereas me, I'm still very sore where you chopped me head off in retaliation.
Oh,
could happen.
Could happen. Didn't.
But, no.
Shall I,
Oh, yes. Do the hokey tokey and turn around. That's what we like to do. Ba-dum-tish. Well, it's a Monday. We have some videos for you. Thank you very much to Bernie, to Roy Edwards, to the crazy Mersey gardeners.
Mersey Beat?
Yes, Mersey Beat, beg your pardon. Philip and Catherine. Steve Mitchell and Terry Banton. So thank you very much. We're going to be watching some of your films. At about 9:30, we will endeavour to stick on the old phone and see if somebody calls in. Somebody did actually call in. Don't know who it was. Last week.
For 12 seconds or something?
But they were, they missed it. They missed it. So 9:30, be ready. Fingers on the buzzers. The telephone number is
0793 4746 790.
And don't use any international dialing codes if you're in the country.
No.
So we also have some more cryptic clues for you. But before that, Anne Bolton's said something.
Anne Bolton said something?
Yeah.
Yes, she said, "You both look smart tonight, Richard and Julia." But Station Master's Choice also says 9:30, longer show tonight.
Did I say 9:30? I meant 8:30. I beg your pardon. I
didn't bat an eyelid either.
No, at 9:30 is when the phone will ring. We won't be here, of course. The show would have been finished.
Yes, and welcome back, Bernie. He's been away to, was it Cornwall? I'm really bad.
Was he down at the Wall of Corn?
He was down in that neck of the woods.
Yes. Lovely. I went past the Wall of Corn not so long ago myself. And I noticed that the corn wasn't quite up yet, so you can escape from Cornwall very easily. Colonel Crograti says, looking very smart, Mr. Vobes, as is the lovely Julia, almost steampunk if you add a top hat and goggles.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Just a top hat and goggles is all you need. You probably don't need anything else. Just be standing there completely nude dude style. Mr. Mocky says, time travelling again, 9:30. Yes, thank you very much. We are doing a lot of time travelling in this show. And Sean says, my brain can't cope with these puzzles, which reminds me, we'll start straight away with the first one. Now, I should say there's a clue to this.
Yes.
They are all items of clothing, which is why the lovely Julia and I have dressed up. It might not reflect on the items that we're wearing, but they are, rest assured, items of clothing. So don't get confused with Pieces of 8 or Tabletop Mountains or Belgian Butties.
Yes.
So the first one, here it is. Are you ready? Start us with 10.
Hold your hats, everybody.
Hold your hats. You might. Now, some of these are easier than others. They're much easier when you've got the answers, which we have in front of us. I've tested them out on the lovely Julia, and in fact, she has also suggested a couple of the item of clothings, which we have turned into puzzles.
I can't take credit for the clues themselves.
No, because
it's all
you don't want to
Vobie.
Yes, you don't want to take any credit for that because they're all pants.
To be fair, I wouldn't want to put my name to any ones that I come up with.
Then none of them are pants. There's a clue. Right, first one. Honest choice after prison when old profession is stopped doing. Honest choice after prison when old profession is stopped doing, or when old profession has been stopped doing. So there we go. That's the first one for you. Codpiece is David Van. No, not codpiece. Although that would have been quite funny. Kerry Baldwin, huh? What? I'll read it one more time. Honest choice after prison when old profession is stopped doing. So there we go. Mersey Beat says, can't do the cryptic clues or brains just don't work like that. I appreciate that. But some people do like them, so we shove them out for those people that do. Ron Langley says, a little birdie told me that Station Master's Choice, walkmentaries and...
Had been away.
Oh, had been away. Oh, yes, tweety.
And Station Master's Choice says, hello all, yes, I got my farm scrump and been down the Mousel.
Down Mousel.
Down the Mousel.
Mousel, Richard. Mousel. Not mouse hole, as I once said. Mark Townsend. Blimey. Straight in. Straight in. There we are. Look at that. A few people are getting there. Anna Jones is also correct. Rachel with boiler suit. Not quite right. And
Good go,
Maz is saying a bib. But the answer is there. Right in front of you. Straight jacket. Honest choice after prison, going straight. When the old profession is stopped doing, you jack it in. Put them together and you get straight jacket. It's an item of clothing. Not a very pleasant item of clothing, I hasten to add. So there we are. Porridge, indeed. So I guess every crossword puzzle setter or puzzler setter has a method of working they may or may not be aware of. And some people can decipher their thought patterns a lot easier than others, I'm guessing.
Yeah, get on someone's brain wave. Wavelength.
Station Master's Choice says...
Haven't even got out of Hampshire before Ron Langley phoned the coach driver to make sure I was behaving myself.
Why? Was he behind you?
No.
You know when they say... The coach driver has all the
see.
things on the back says, how's my driving? And often I do want to ring these people up and say, well, actually, you're not driving at all. You've parked up and having a big piece of cake in a tea shop somewhere, just to really annoy them. I wonder what happens if you do ring these people up. Has anyone ever actually rung, when it says, how's my driving, and they give you a number? Has anybody actually rung the number? And what do you get? Is it just a duff number? 555-472-271. It sounded like Alan Bennett. I went for a cup of tea, but I couldn't find where the teacup was. Kerry Baldwin says, I was stuck on porridge. My brain works differently. Ah, yes, porridge. I like. You do have porridge in the morning?
Occasionally.
Occasionally?
Only if it's apple and blueberry.
Apple and blueberry.
Yeah.
I put... what are those? They're like blue. Blueberries. Yeah, they are blueberries. I put blueberries in my porridge and I microwave them to make them into juice. But I'd like to get, and we've had this conversation once before, I'd like to have black currants.
Yeah.
But I want to buy black currants on their own rather than in a,
in a mix, in a black forest mix or whatever.
Yeah. I don't mind them being frozen because I can keep them and they're fresher, apparently. Like those sweets you used to get, refreshers. They were refresher, weren't they?
Full of sugar.
Sean O'Brien says 6 in Dubai. 6 in Dubai. Is that a cryptic clue or is it 6 degrees in Dubai? I'm not quite sure what he means by that.
Brian Jeffrey says, I went to a crossword puzzler's funeral. He was buried 3 across and 6 down.
Da-dum tish. Oh, very good. We love it. You should try frozen fruit. I do try frozen fruit. That's what I was talking about. I also get the supermarket that I have at the back, without advertising them, do wonky foods.
Which is slightly cheaper than their other ranges.
And in their icicle department, which is very sweet, you go past all these stalagmites and troglodytes, whatever they are.
If I knew the words, which I did, they've gone now.
Anyway, in that department, there are...
Stalagmites and stalactites.
They're the ones.
Thank you.
Paratites and stags in tights or something. Anyway, go in and they get this forest of the fruits, or fruits of the forest, which is what you're aiming to grow at Ian's farm, is fruits of the forest.
Yep.
They have a frozen bag full of it that apparently is all wonky.
Lord Jeffrey Harrison says, the only fruit I have is chocolate orange.
Yeah.
I do love
It's very
orange.
nice, but not very good for you.
No. So good.
So there we are. Free blackberries for you in late summer. Ian McCagan, I still have some of the blackberries in my freezer. I must use them up in another blackberry and something pie. Apple.
Could try making some smoothies.
Yes, I could try making...
Smoothies are great made with frozen fruit.
Are they?
Because it's nice and cold.
Oh, yes, that's true, yes. So, what if you had a warm smoothie? Would it be a smoothie?
It would still be a smoothie, but I don't know, it's just
be a warm drink.
Chilled.
Yeah, well, that's all right. Blackberry and rhubarb pie. I like rhubarb. Very much. Indeed.
Not a fan myself, but they look amazing. And they were great colour.
Well, rhubarbs?
Yeah.
Oh, superb. I mean, if your spine ever snaps, you can stick it down your back there, and it's a good...
It'll
hold
good
it.
rod for your back,
It's a
wouldn't
good
it?
pseudo-spine. Brian Jeffries,
Pseudo-spine.
pseudo-spine, bit of rhubarb, says, if you drink blackcurrant, you could be very a cordial gentleman. Absolutely. Well, we do try to be very cordial on this show. Paul Cockerell says most of that wonky stuff isn't wonky at all when I buy it. No. And I've noticed that they've been creeping the prices up of the wonky stuff.
It's cheeky.
Yes. One day you'll pay more, just the way that organic worked. You know, once upon a time you bought vegetables and they were fine. Then they started putting things on them, which must have cost the people more money, the additives, preservatives, some fly pepper and all of that. And then... So then they, though, extraordinarily became cheaper than the ones that people put nothing on, which is a bit of an oxymoron in itself. You try putting oxymoron on your breakfast cereal. It's not so easy. Yeah. And so then you have organic food, which is actually more expensive than the one that has the preservatives and the fly paper attached to it. And you bet they'll make wonky food more expensive, and therefore the rich and posh will be the ones going, oh, we don't have any of that spherical fruit at all, do we, Carruthers?
Oh, no, we don't have any of that. You insist on buying some of the wonky one.
Well, it's much more natural. And they'll put a 25-degree heating tax on it. And it'll be good. It'll be good for you.
Sorry, Colonel Cragratty says, a mate phoned the How's My Driving to complain about a driver, and the driver stopped him and smashed his wing mirror in anger, as the call centre had told the driver who phoned in.
So it's not worth doing that then. How's my driving? Oh, I see. Who is it? It's BX419704. Oh, yes. You don't want to tally with him. He's already been done for murder. He's on probation at the moment, driving wonky vegetables across the countryside, and he has an axe to grind. So much so, he's got the grinder in the cab with him. And a wasp.
Ramiboo 2 says, I always use frozen fruit to make my smoothies, because then you don't have to add ice.
Ah, seems like a sensible suggestion.
Saves on electricity, because you have to freeze the ice.
Oh, I'm a bit sniffly this evening.
Although you're still freezing the fruit, but... Shh.
Shh, don't make the brain work too hard.
No, don't overthink it.
Ian Macaggie says that wonky veg, they probably charge for the plastic bag it's in. Ah,
What?
yes. And Rachel says, crikey, won't be phoning them then. No, the thing to do is to take the picture of the terrible driver and phone later when you've turned off.
Yeah.
And then the poor sod, who is now currently behind that driver, is the one that gets their wing mirror smashed in. Oh, Sean Ginley says, a troglodyte, the word you said earlier, yeah, thanks for pointing it out, is what you are. Oh, right, someone who is being deliberately old-fashioned. I think they destroyed machines in the Industrial Revolution. O-level history memory. Ah, well, I'm a troglodyte. Maybe that you could call me, just to be polite, a voblodyte. That would be all right, wouldn't it? A voblad. Can't be many vobladites out there.
No, I don't think.
I don't think there's
I don't
any.
think so at all. No.
Right. Shall we watch one of these wonderful videos that
Yes.
have come in? And
Please,
Bernie is first on our list because he's been away and in no particular
And
order.
we've missed him.
We've missed him dreadfully. And so, Bernie, whilst he was away, joined a choir. And here we will see him singing in his full glory. Blessed is the Bernie. So there's another copyright strike. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. We have our fingers crossed on that. But lovely to hear Bernie and his mates down the local pub. And it's amazing how loud he can be. You could hear it in that church in Truro that he was in, which was quite staggering, really. But there we are. No, how beautiful was that?
That was lovely.
Was that Jerusalem? Were they singing Jerusalem?
I'm not sure.
Or was it Bethlehem? One of the three. Now, we found out some interesting things whilst you were away singing your heart out, Bernie.
Would you mind scrolling up a
I
little
certainly
bit?
shall.
There's a couple of people there said Luddite. Mark Townsend says John Ludd destroyed mechanised weaving looms, I believe, which is where the term Luddite comes from. So I don't know where the trog bit comes from, but troglodyte is probably just an extension of
An extension of somebody who likes to be a little bit behind the times.
Someone else said troglodyte is someone who lives in a cave.
Oh.
That goes back to the idea of someone who lives in the past,
In
I
the
guess.
past, yes, that's true, yes.
Interesting, isn't it, language?
Language, fascinating thing. I wouldn't speak anything else. What about you?
No, I don't think I would.
I mean, when I played Snug and Cozy, of course, I didn't play both of them. Although these days I have to do both of them. Cozy, what is it, Snuggy? We spoke in our own.
Far too funny.
Far too, no, I won't. We spoke in our own mysterious language. Station Master's Choice there says, different job for me today. As part of my increase my experience training, I worked under supervision with Wittersham Road signal box today. Very different to when I worked at Windsor box with my dad. Oh, what is the difference, we want to know? Is one the old-fashioned... That's a jumping train for those of you observant, or it might have actually just been a jumping finger on a fist.
I thought it was one of those racing horses in the funfair games.
Oh, yeah. They were good. Early. That's it. Good to introduce kids to a little bit of gambling early in their lives, isn't it? Backstairs Billy was a law unto himself, says Paul Carr Griffin. And I assume that Backstairs Billy was a real person and not just a made-up thing, because Paul Carr Griffin doesn't lie. He sits up quite regularly. And Maz says the acoustics are amazing, absolutely amazing. We love that. It was Mersey Beat Gardening who says troglodyte lives in a cave.
Ah, yes.
Ah, yes. Is that with the steroidites and the terabytes and the gigabytes? They live in a cave, don't they? They live in a dimension of their own.
Linda Kane says troglodyte, especially in prehistoric times, a person who lived in a cave, a hermit, a person who is regarded as being deliberately ignorant or old-fashioned. Well,
but you wouldn't say that Stone Age man was a troglodyte, even though he lived in a cave
and lived in the past to us now.
Yes, but he wouldn't have been. His mates wouldn't have gone. Ogog, you troglodyte.
And I doubt they were deliberately ignorant.
No, they probably weren't.
And I think they were actually more intelligent than we give them credit for.
I do know. I have it on perfect authority because I've had an email from one or two cavemen that they've watched the Vobes Show back in the Stone Age. So you can take that as you find it.
Yeah. Bath full of salt, anybody?
Bathroom salts?
Bath full of salt.
Yes, bath full of it. Shall we give you another clue? I mean, not another clue. Yes, another puzzle. Another puzzle for those with the... this is where Mark, what's his face? He excels. So we'll see if he excels on this one. This one's a bit easier. I'm going to remember what this was. Oh, yes.
That's not
Your turn. Here we go. Your turn on the green for a cat in fiction. Your turn on the green for a cat in fiction. This is another item of clothing in that genre of things. So your turn on the green for a cat in fiction. What could that be? What could that possibly be?
What could it possibly be? In the meantime,
Yes.
Backstairs Billy, according to Sean James Cameron, looked after the Queen Mother, and when she died, he was thrown out of Clarence House and ended up drinking himself to death.
Oh, poor bugger.
A sad story.
Is it? I mean, imagine that. Thrown. Was it? I mean, yes, it wasn't physically thrown out of Clarence
No,
House. It's
but
quite a nice
evicted.
place, isn't it? Evicted.
We've got some guesses here. Bowler hat, boots, candlewick, top hat, bowler hat.
Well, Mark, I can't believe Mark Townsend
gets it
is
again.
he's going to be thrown out of this. It's too good. But you're in the right vein there, Well, you're completely correct. Along,
say, wait,
along
what?
with Kerry Bald, no, not Kerry Bald. Sorry, Kerry, you're very close. Sean Ginley and Mark
Mr. Mocky.
Burgess. Yes, and Mr. Mocky. Mange-tu jumper? No. Yes, your turn on the green. If you're on the green in the game of bowls, you are the bowler. And the cat in fiction had to be...
Cat in the Hat.
Put the three together, and you've got...
16 million.
Yes, you've got a bowler hat. So, yeah, they're very good at these. And there's us thinking, they won't get this. They won't understand. They don't comprehend. But thank you very much for comprehending. It's very close now to the half-past point in which we turn the phone on. But we're not yet there, so stand by. Mark says, I'll sit the next round out. No. You've got to, it's great.
Just give everyone else a minute or two, maybe, to think about it.
We trust you to say whether you would have got it or not.
Mersey beat Gardening got the Cat in the Hat one.
Ah, there you go. See, it's very difficult. The next one should be interesting, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So let's go to our next video, shall we? And this is Roy Edwards, who's gone to where the bard lives. The old bard. I can't think of a joke for that. You know, the famous to be or not to be bard. What was his name? Ronnie Shacklespeare. Old Shacklespeare. Shakespeare.
William Shakespeare.
Stratford upon Avon. He's gone there, and he's not gone, which is actually quite nice, not gone there necessarily to see any of the nonsense that comes out of that book, which nobody can actually translate or understand. I'm not talking about the Bible. I'm talking about William Shakespeare's complete nutter. I wonder when he started, he said, do you know what I'm going to write? I'm going to write the complete works of my own stuff. I mean, if he wrote one book, that would still be the complete works, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, every author, when they write stuff, up to whatever, if they've only written one page, that's still the complete works.
Yep.
It's a bit of bizarre, stupid title. And here is the complete works of William Smith, just as the complete works of William Shatner. I don't think William Shatner's complete works is quite as extensive or indeed as interesting, possibly, as William Shakespeare.
Oh.
You can imagine William Shatner standing there, can't you, going, to be or not to be, beam me up, Scotty. Which is not quite the same.
No.
There are Klingons on... What do you think, Mr. Spock? Is that a dagger I see before me, Mr. Spock? No, it's just my pointy ears.
There's another Star Trek person who has indeed done plenty of Shakespeare.
Who's that? Oh, yes.
Jean-Luc
Picard, the bald egg of space.
Patrick Stewart.
What was his real name?
Patrick Stewart.
That was the actor's name, was it?
Yeah.
Or Jean-Luc Picard?
It is, isn't it? I'm doubting myself now.
Yes. No, I couldn't remember which is the character.
Jean-Luc Picard is the character.
Is it? Oh, and Patrick Stewart is the actor. I like that Audrey Forbes, the complete wigs of William Shatner. Although William Shatner has managed to get himself, probably out of all those actors who ever went and played space people, he's the only one that actually touched a bit of space, didn't he? Because he went up in old... what's his face's round the world in 20 days. The bloke,
Muscavilon.
Amazon. Was it?
Oh no.
Was it the Amazon man? Whose outfit was it? Wasn't I can't remember now. Straight jacket. Straight jacket. That was earlier. What are you talking about? Anyway, what were we doing? We were doing I can't remember. Roy Edwards. Yes, Stratford upon Avon. He's not gone to see the Bard. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Right. This is for the Vobes Show. Happy May Day. Richard, Julia, and anybody else that watches the Vobes Show. From Stratford on Avon. How about that? Mind you, I've got to cut my edge later.
Fantastic.
There you go.
I was just saying to Richard, I really wish more people had more enthusiasm for it and didn't think of Morris dancing, that is, and didn't think of it as such a weird thing. I think it's because we've lost context with it, haven't we?
When I had my Morris 1000, I would dance around that quite a lot with the wood, you know, banging it on the side, especially if I hadn't got my keys and had locked on the inside. I'd be dancing with fury.
Hey, Rachel says, love a bit of Morris dancing. I was at the Roll Right Stone Circle for Beltane this weekend. Fantastic.
Ah, that's nice.
Sorry,
Good.
did I interrupt you?
No, not at all.
Oh, good.
Somebody said something quite interesting. Oh, it was Elon Musk, which I know sounds like a perfume for dogs, but he was the geezer, wasn't he, who sent William Shatner into space?
Yes, I believe it was.
On a 5-year mission, never to come down, but he did it. Like the Basil Fawlty and the Austin 1100. Yes, exactly. There's another famous car, Morris, dancing. Or that was an Austin in that case.
Lynn B said there was Morris dances in Shoreham yesterday, and Station Master's Choice says Jack and the Green was on in Hastings this weekend. Yeah, I didn't get to see any Morris dancing this weekend.
Bread and Butter Theatre Company, says Mersey Beat Gardening, apropos of the theatre company that likes to make sandwiches on stage. I once went to see a theatre production. It was a mime production. Well, they didn't say anything, but they made soup. And the whole theatre piece was about making soup. Beautifully choreographed. It was dance, really. It really was. It was things were passed and things were chopped and near misses and all that. It was so wonderfully crafted. And at the end of it, they'd made soup and they came round and they gave a few of the audience the actual soup to try. Oh, it was lovely.
That's awesome.
I didn't get to try it, unfortunately, because I don't like arsenic in my soup.
Apparently it was Jeff Bezos of Amazon fame.
Oh, that's what I thought. I did say Amazon bloke, didn't I? I mean, everyone saying Elon
did.
Musk. I went along with it in the end. I felt cajoled. That's not the right word, is it?
I might have sowed the seed of into people's heads with Elon Musk, with my Musk of Elon.
Yes, I thought it was the Amazon man, because he went up there to sell a bookshop on the moon. No one's been there yet. Jeff Bezos of Amazon fame. Thank you very much. That would have been like the Dorset Buttons.
Oh, is that the Dorset Morris men that danced in the Coomer's Hill and then in the pub, said Ian McCagan when he stayed in Dorset.
They all like to go to the pub, don't they? The Morris men. Of course. After you've been dancing, you know. Yes.
And have a refreshing drink.
Get a bit thirsty. Right, but it's the time is 9:30. Let's see if there's any poor feeble person or a person of less feebleness able
feeble
to.
Person?
I don't know why I said it. I
don't know.
I can't undo the.
Hang
on a minute. I'm trying to undo the phone ringing business. This phone. What's happening? There we go. The phone is now available if you ring, but you have to be quick because this show is so full of exciting things these days.
Sean James Cameron is obsessed with telling us everybody's middle names this evening. Jeffrey Preston Bezos.
Oh, Jeffrey Preston.
Elon Reeve Musk. And what was Patrick Stewart's middle name? Could you scroll up a moment?
Was it Bellamy?
That would be interesting.
David Bellamy.
David Bellamy did some... Wait, David Bellamy. Was he... No.
He was the
David
botanist.
Bailey,
he was the botanist. He was always going, I'm just going right through here, and now there's a plant underneath this tree. A remarkable plant, this tree. It's a sapling for the same tree, and the phone is ringing soon. Well, we put the phone on, we tell people what time to ring, 0793 4746.
Sorry. 790.
790.
We do have to bear in mind that it takes almost a minute for them to get the message that we're ready. Hughes, Stuart.
Hughes.
Thank you, Stuart.
Is it like
ooze? Why did I say like that? I don't know. Stuart.
Is it? I can't tell if my phone is... Hang on a minute. This is ridiculous. It looks like I've missed a call. I'm so sorry. Mr. Call? Mr. Call. Hello, is that Mrs. Call? I keep getting... Look, I don't understand this phone. This is bizarre. It's a Huawei. It was very generously given to the show.
Huawei.
And
very generously,
there's a current call here. I think we have a call actually in. I'm not sure.
That says voicemail.
Oh, let's see if there is. Hello. Hello. Why is it going to void? I don't know why it's going to void.
You seem to be having trouble with your top-up.
You're telling
If
me.
you want to start again, press 1.
that's why you can't
For
listen to
help,
voicemail.
please call customer services on 4445 from your mobile.
Shut up.
Shut your mouth.
Try one more. I'm not going to touch the phone now. Whoever that was, give it one more go, just for fun.
Eyes on the phone?
I've got my eyes fully fledged on the phone here. We never used to have any issues with this phone business. Again, another Dorset... I've just read Dorset knobs over there. Oh, here we go. Hello?
Hello?
Ah!
Hey!
Sorry about that. Took a while to get through. It's been very difficult with the phone line there. Crow was sitting on the line. Is that Zane?
Yes.
Is it Zaney Zane from Zaneland?
How could we doubt you?
Yes.
It's lovely to hear from you, Zane. How are you? What are you up to these days, Zane? It's been months.
I know, but I've been busy.
Been busy.
It's good, young lad.
What have
should
you
be
been
busy.
busy
You should be
doing?
Busy living.
I met a football player,
Oh,
Ooh,
yes.
Who? Not that we know.
one of the Brighton players called Lewis Dunk.
Lewis Dunk.
That's an interesting name. He should be a basketball player, shouldn't he?
Or he should be a biscuit eater.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Tea and biscuit.
Tell us his position.
He's a defender.
Of the faith?
No.
No.
Where he plays on the pitch.
Is he
when he's-
a great big defender? Ba-ba-bum. No?
Yes, you know the car, Defender?
Which car?
You know Range Rover?
Yes.
Lone Driver?
Yes.
They got a new model out called Defender.
Ah, have they? Is he one of them?
He's got a great Defender.
Of course. Being a defender, he drives a defender. And
Yeah.
what do you call the bloke at the front who puts the ball in the net? Is he a striker?
See the offender.
Yes.
He's a striker. Does he drive a striker? Is there such a car as a striker?
No.
It's a shame that they don't make all footballers have to drive a vehicle that's named after. So the bloke who's centre forward, he has to drive in that position, centre forward. So he's in the middle. So he could be on a milk float, I suppose. That wouldn't be very appropriate, really. But what other things are there in foot? What other positions are there in? There's goalie.
Yes, I was just about to say.
What would he drive? What would a goalie drive?
A Range Rover, or Ferrari, or a Lamborghini.
I suppose he would drive with his girlfriend, wouldn't he? Annette.
Yes.
He would have her with her, Annette. Clearly. What other positions are there? This is and because you got the bloke in black with the whistle.
Referee and linesman.
Ah, yeah, referee and linesman.
And fourth official.
Yeah, he would be the one who walks in front of the cars with the red flag, I suppose.
Aye.
Oh, wing. There's a wingman.
And yeah.
He would be in a Cessna or something like that, or some sort of aeroplane. It's got to have wings, obviously. Maybe one of those aeroplanes with double wings. What do you call that? Two-winged aeroplane. Yeah, one each side. Oh, God. So anyway, you've been busy. You met a footballer. Great. How was that? Was that good?
It was exciting.
Was it? Did he speak to you?
Yeah, I spoke to him.
And what did you ask him?
I said I'm a big Brighton supporter.
And then what?
And then I said, can I have a photo?
And did he take a picture of you?
No, I took a picture of him on my phone.
Oh, that's
Did you not get a selfie with him?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
You see, he should have taken a picture of you. I mean, if somebody comes up to me and says, I love your things, is it all right if I have a picture? And says, yeah, stay there, mate. And I take a picture of the fan.
Yeah.
Then if I get a bit too hot, I plug him in later. Keep cool. What else have you been doing then? That's kept you busy. That was 10 minutes of your life. What else?
I've been to Worthing.
Oh, right. But I thought you lived in Worthing.
No, I went with my granddad.
Into Worthing Town Centre.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
To
No,
do.
I went to the Burlington.
Oh, to the Burlington. Wait, I thought
Yeah.
that was the hotel you live in.
I met outside with him. Then I went into the restaurant.
I don't understand. You live in the Burlington, don't you?
No.
Oh, is that your hotel?
Yes.
Oh, but you don't live there.
No.
Ah, right. Okay, we misunderstood. We thought you lived in the hotel, which is why we thought couldn't work out why it was you didn't know how many rooms there are.
No, I know how many rooms are there now.
Oh,
Oh.
do you?
Yeah.
Go on, hit us with it. How many are there?
25 rooms. I think.
25.
25. All fully furnished,
Yeah.
complete with floorboards and a ceiling.
Yeah.
Right, how long have we got? Have we got another couple of minutes?
Couple of minutes, then we're gonna
give
have to
someone
go.
else another chance to call.
And so you went to the Burlington and you with your granddad and what, had a meal?
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much for that.
It was lovely to hear from you.
It was good. I'm glad you've been so busy. Let's hope in a couple of weeks when you next ring in, you've met somebody else, maybe a tax collector or something, and you've perhaps gone to, I don't know, the reception.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you did you have a nice Easter?
Yeah, I had a nice Easter. How about you?
Did actually. Had a lovely Easter. Didn't have any chocolate though. Oh, I tell a lie. I think the lovely Julia brought some roses round. I deadheaded them, and they were delicious. Anyway, been lovely to talk to you, Zane. Look after yourself,
I will.
and we'll talk to you again in a couple of weeks.
And next time I'll send the video in.
Yeah, do. Send one in without any music, or that is copyrighted because it's been filmed on the telly.
Okay, I'll got a really good one.
Right. Okay. Well,
Awesome.
we look forward to that.
Take care then, lovely.
Yeah. Take care. Ta-ta.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye. There we go. That was Zane on our phone call of the day. Fantastic. Right, that's it. That's the phone call of the day. Done and dusted. I know, he doesn't give anybody any chance. Wicked man I am. Right, we're on to we got 3 more videos to get through, and we've only got 20 minutes left. So now, that's the way it goes. Right, here we go. Here's the next clue for you, ladies and gentlemen. So see if you can get this. This is another item of clothing. Sounds like a Duff documentary when posh folk have their arms upon it. Sounds like a Duff documentary when posh folk have their arms upon it. What could that possibly be? I'll leave you to think about that whilst we have a look at the madness that is Philip and Catherine. Fancy a bit of old-time gardening.
Yeah.
Time being spelt T-Y...
Hyme.
That's it. That kind of gardening. Let's find out what these nutters are up to. Well, it's a fair representation of my family there at the end, I noticed. And it was a good job I wasn't there amongst them. Otherwise, it would have broken the screen. If anyone could decipher what that was about, then please send it on the back of a £10 note, because we had no idea. But all good fun, I think. The lockdown has affected a lot of people, says Sean. Yes, absolutely. Interesting. Thank you very much. As I say,
Yes.
complete nutters. But we all need a few nutters in our life, don't we? Paul Carr Griffin says, best laugh this week. Absolutely, there we are. Perfect. Anne Bolton is totally speechless. I think that's the effect.
David Vad says, thanks for making my dreams more interesting.
And Cry for Joy says, what a video. And I thought normal people didn't take drugs. Who said they were normal?
Hey, you said it right.
What?
Cry for joy.
Cry for joy, yeah. I'm beginning to practice these things.
Aha.
And Rachel says, love the compost, lid, hat, and the answer to the last clue. Yes, so let's go on to the clues then, as we've only got 15 minutes left. So here's the question. I don't know if anybody's put the answers already up there. Sounds like a Duff documentary when posh folk have their arms upon it. Did anybody... how we get up here? We've got a few guesses here.
Yeah.
Junket jacket, coat of arms, coat of arms.
Oh,
You're
close.
so close to it, but no banana boiler suit. Item of clothing. The lockdown has the best laugh. Well, I wonder what they are plotting next. I don't know what goes through their brains when they sit down. We'll make a video for the Vobes Show. Yes, I've got this idea. We'll get some monkey sound effects. And exactly. Acid tripping, says Conor McLeod. It wouldn't surprise me at all. Anyway, it's always good to have something from the left field. Waistcoat, says Paul Carr Griffin. Well, you're sort of on the right track, but we better ask Mark to come to our aid. Mark, have you any idea what it is? I'm sure he's got it absolutely like that. Sounds like a Duff documentary. That's the bit that you're obviously stuck on, where the posh folk have their arms upon it. You got that bit right. We'll see if Mark comes up trumps. I'm sure he will. And then we will go to the Amberley bus rally with Steve Mitchell, and he's going to show us some of the sights. But Mark Townsend says no, haven't. Well, I'd better help you out with this then.
Yep, better had.
So sounds like a Duff documentary. What is a Duff documentary, Julia?
A mockumentary.
A mockumentary. So what sounds like mock?
Frock.
Frock coat. You've got the posh folk have their arms on it. They have their arms on a coat. So, frock coat. That was a bit hard, that one. Whew, that's one to us. Whew, there we go.
Well done, Bobby.
Yeah. So far, they've beaten us. But we've got two more to go. So we could get even Stevens at the moment. So it's 2 to you, 1 to us. It's all very exciting. Right, let's go to the Amberley bus rally with Steve Mitchell, who is there.
started when Alan took it on its first run. I'm not sure. No, that's all. It's not. I'm not sure. Okay. You can see what happens.
And he drove the fastest milk float in the West. There we are. It wasn't actually a milk float. It was a omnibus.
So that's the bus I'm going to be transforming into my camper.
Yes, I think that would look absolutely lovely. It's a bit of competition because it's somewhat newer than mine. But that looks very lovely. Thanks, Steve Mitchell, there for filming that. Conor McLeod says, could we not have it from Ian's Field? Well, curious that you should say that because tomorrow's Bald Explorer video does come from Ian's Field, that lovely little village close to Liss that nobody's ever heard of. Yet has remarkable... It had actually an occupancy of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4 at one point when we were last there. It was very busy. Oh, it was... People were coming and
absolutely
going.
Thriving.
And somebody was flying one of those things in the air that you have string attached to, but there was no string attached to it, and it flew itself.
A red kite.
Yes. But more of that tomorrow. You have to wait till 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, and you'll catch up with the antics in Ian's Field. But thank you very much, Steve Mitchell, for that. Brilliant stuff. Lovely to see that old-fashioned...
It was beautiful. Love the paintwork.
Yes, very lovely. Love the paintwork. It was a great bit of painting. Train Fan UK says, how come people don't seem to show themselves now on the videos as much as that's a real shame. Amberley Museum's a great place and picnic to spend the day. You're absolutely right. I was thinking that actually, and I'm trying to tactfully say these things. Much better when you say it, because then I just have to read the comment out. But it's quite true. The point of the exercise very much is to get you guys to hold the camera and talk to us.
Hiya, we're down at the Amberley Museum today. We're looking at this bus. Look.
Yes. So if in future, if you don't mind, we want to see you rather than the event, because this is the whole point of this community is that you see us, we want to see you.
Loved it.
But it was, we do love all of that. But let's see more of.
We want to see your lovely faces, please.
We want to see all your ugly faces. I mean, you see ours.
Why?
We want to see yours. I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, of course. So yeah, look forward to that. Mark Burgess says passport to Iansfield. Yes, that is the upbeat version of the Passport to Pimlico with Margaret Rutherford and Stanley Holloway, which was a terrific film. So there we go. Part 2 is very funny for Friday. Thank you very much, Steve. We look forward to that. Right, we've got... how many we got? We've got one more to go. One more, which is Terry Banton. And Terry, there's no reason what you're on the end of this. It's just the way I downloaded it. But I think you were on the end of the ones last week, which is very unfair. And didn't think about that till...
Not purposefully, so.
No, I didn't. I just suddenly noticed that, thinking, oh, Terry's right at the end again. So sorry about... Apologies for that. We've got two more of these. Have we? Yes, here we go. Here's a quick one. The impecunious Scotsman is tied up. What's that? This is a nice, easy one for you. Impecunious Scotsman is tied up. What item of clothing is that, then? And the question is, do you wear one? I suppose is the answer. Those who answers knows exactly what it is and how to wear one. I wouldn't have a clue. David Vad says, Mary Ellen. I'm not quite sure what that means. Please show your face before the bomb drops. Let's hope the bomb doesn't drop, Sean. And Ian McCagan says, I'm now charging to come and see where Mr. Vobes slept. Blimey. That's brave. I think that's where the van was, where the van and where I slept. David Ved says, Arboroath Smoky. Lord Jeffrey's guessing a kilt. It's not a kilt. The impecunious Scotsman is tied up. Thought that was a nice, easy one. See if you can guess that. Whilst you're thinking about that, we better get Terry's on, and then we'll have a bit more time at the end. So here he is, good old Terry. And he has gone to the Lennox Wood Lake in Southwater. Let's have a look.
Today, folks, on May Day, 1st of May 2022, I'm standing by Lennox Wood Lake, which is one of three located in the Southwater Country Park, and formerly the site of a commercial brickworks until the mid-80s. As you may be aware, Southwater, where I live, is located in the Weald, and to my cost, I know when it's muddy and wet, the clay sticks to my feet. But of course it had its uses for a production of Southwater blue bricks, which were used as engineering bricks in the construction of bridges and other substantial structures. As you can see, the rushes are starting to sprout their green shoots, and although you can't see them now, during July the lily pads burst into white colour. I love this time of the year because all the foliage is so green and fresh looking. This lake is used predominantly by fishermen, and not the main lake, which is multi-use in boating, paddling and the rest. I'm not sure whether you can hear the bird sounds, but there are quite a few calls at the moment. It's such a tranquil place, which I enjoy, even on a bank holiday Sunday. Take care. Bye bye, Terry.
Well, that was lovely, Terry. I can't believe it was on the bank holiday because there seemed to be nobody there.
Yeah.
Unless you went before everybody else or they'd closed the place and you sneaked in through the bushes. Could happen.
Sneaky.
Lovely to hear the wood pigeons there and the robins. The Robin Reliance, that is, backfiring in the background now. No, but beautiful. Lovely. Thank you very much indeed. We have some guesses to the competition thing. And I think Mary Fennell has it right. Jockstrap was the answer. An impecunious Scotsman. Scotsman's known by another name, Jock. And if he's impecunious, as Rachel said, I had to look it up to see what that meant. Means you haven't got any money, so you're, might be strapped for cash. If you're strapped for cash, you could be tied up, which is what was also in the clue. So jockstrap was the answer. Didn't want to make it too easy for you.
No, of course not.
But we lost out on that, so there's only a chance to redeem ourselves. But I think you've got 3 now to our 1. So the last one, ladies and gentlemen, before we go, quick fire on this one. 3 multiples of a diet cereal as the policeman makes his arrest. 3 multiples of a diet cereal as the policeman makes his arrest. What is that? It's an item of clothing. Not everybody would be wearing this, I don't suppose, but there you go, see if you can work it out. 3 multiples of diet cereal as the policeman makes his arrest. A lot of hard work goes into dreaming up these, so that would be good. I can't even begin to read out what Dave Yved's just written, but there we are.
Trista Condiments.
Yes. I'd like to. I'd no idea. I pass on that. It's a lovely word though. Tristo condiments. We'll have to look that one up.
Sean James Cameron is saying okay.
Okay. Very good. Yes. Our bus driver was Nick, named Jock Strap when I was at school. Aha. Mark Townsend used the thank you button, or is it the super chat? I think for $1.99. Thank you very much, Mark.
Much appreciated.
Much appreciated. And to those of you who are unknowing, there is a little super chat button where you can make a donation if you've enjoyed the show and all the hard work that's gone into it. Extremely hard work.
It's in your comments box, I think.
The hours that the lovely Julia spends to put on my makeup is just too much, whereas you do yours so well. I wish I knew how to do it, but luckily I don't. Pelicando Liberty Bodice, says Audrey Forbes Hamilton. 3 multiples. We might win this one. There's a chance. There's a chance we might win this as we're coming up to, it's just gone 9 o'clock, so there we go. 3 multiples of a diet cereal. What is the diet cereal, famous diet cereal, as in breakfast cereal? What could that possibly be? Lovely Julia.
Special K.
Special K. Well, what's 3 times 3?
It's 9.
9. 3 multiples is 9. So you've got K and 9. K9. What's a K9?
A dog.
A dog. And when a policeman makes his arrest, you could say he's
collared them.
He's collared them. Put that together. Sean James Cameron, bit late there. Dog collar. So I think we won that one as much as it was. Dog collar was the answer. There we are, not easy, but you won by 1 point. So there we go.
Well done.
Train Fan UK says, see you on Wednesday. He must know something we don't, because we're not back till Friday.
Nope.
We don't do the Wednesday show.
Wednesdays again.
Just for the summer. Not that we're in the summer, but when we are, we won't be doing them, and we're not doing them this week as well. Back in the autumn on the Wednesdays, hopefully. So we will be back on Friday. Sorry about
Friday.
So
Friday, as I like to call it.
It's Friable Day. So, but we will be putting out Bald Explorer entertainment for you tomorrow in Iansfield. See what nonsense we get up to. Sowing the seeds of life, apparently. So big thanks to Bernie, to Roy Edwards, to Philip and Catherine, to Steve Mitchell and Terry Banton, to Zane for giving us a zany call on the phone line.
And to all of you viewers and all of you commenters, thank you, everybody.
And thank you.
And thank you.
And thank me.
And thank me.
Until the next time, we will say arrivederci, toodle pips.
Ciao for now.
And goodbye.